BRICS Pay, touted as an alternative to the US dollar, has the potential to revolutionize global finance by allowing BRICS nations to make cross-border payments more efficiently using their own currencies. But what exactly is BRICS Pay, and why is it so significant? Well, BRICS Pay is a proposed decentralized payment system developed by BRICS nations: Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, recently expanded to include Egypt, Ethiopia, Iran, and the UAE. It aims to enable cross-border transactions in local currencies without depending on the US dollar or traditional Western-led payment system like the SWIFT. Geopolitical tensions, particularly Western sanctions on countries like Russia, have accelerated the push for a new payment system. After the invasion of Ukraine in 2022, Russia was cut off from international capital markets and had its dollar and euro reserves frozen. This financial isolation led Russia to call for an alternative to the current global financial system, dominated by institutions like the IMF and the World Bank, which they argue favor Western interests. The BRICS Pay system leverages the payment infrastructure already in place within BRICS nations. For example, Russia's MEAD network and India's UPI. BRICS Pay will use blockchain technology to validate transactions, ensuring security and transparency. It is designed to be faster, cheaper, and free from external interference. One of the key features of BRICS Pay is its ability to facilitate transactions in local currencies, including the Russian ruble and Indian rupee. This means that businesses and individuals in BRICS nations can make cross-border payments without needing to convert their currencies into US dollars. The new system brings numerous benefits. It eliminates the risks associated with the traditional banking system, such as credit risks and delays caused by reliance on Western-dominated platforms like the SWIFT. By using decentralized ledger technology, it also enhances the security and efficiency of transactions. BRICS now represents 45% of the global population and 37% of the world economy. With the expansion of BRICS and the development of BRICS Pay, these nations are pushing for a multipolar world order, challenging the dominance of the dollar in global trade. Often seen as a geopolitical rival to the G7 bloc of advanced economies, BRICS aims to create a financial system that works for emerging markets, offering alternatives to Western-led institutions like the IMF and the World Bank. As the world increasingly moves towards digitization, systems like BRICS Pay could become more critical in shaping the future of global payments and boost the efforts of de-dollarization. By fostering financial cooperation between member states and reducing dependency on the US dollar, BRICS Pay could pave the way for a more decentralized and equitable financial system.
Putting on an elegant show of power, the Russian president may be locked in war with Ukraine and facing sanctions from the West, but 24 world leaders representing almost half the world's population are attending the 16th BRICS summit in Russia's city of Kazan. And it's a group that's getting bigger. Egypt, Iran, the UAE and Ethiopia are attending for the first time.
The trend towards maintaining the leading position of BRICS in the global economy appears to be strengthening. First of all, due to such factors as population growth, capital accumulation, urbanization, and increased labor productivity, accompanied by technological innovation.
The aim of the alliance is to challenge the economic and political monopoly of the West. They want to create a new banking system, something which the president of Brazil says will help reduce commercial costs.
The BRICS New Development Bank will establish credit lines in local currencies, which will reduce transaction costs for small and medium-sized enterprises.
Iran proposed a new network for energy transportation, and Russia offered to set up a grain exchange too. The leaders of this expanded meeting have agreed to create a single payment mechanism to settle transactions with each other in their local currencies, a step towards the group's aim of breaking the dominance of the US dollar on global trade and a way for Russia to sidestep Western sanctions over its war with Ukraine. This summit is not just about bringing countries closer together economically. The Indian Prime Minister and Chinese President saw each other for the first time in 5 years after a deadly military clash on the two countries' shared Himalayan border, a sign perhaps of the growing power of the BRICS summit to change the global balance of power too. This summit was pitched as a meeting of an alternative world order. It's also been an opportunity for Vladimir Putin to show he's not isolated despite Western sanctions over the conflict in Ukraine. In a rare appearance in front of the foreign press, he was asked about former US President Donald Trump's promise to end the fighting.
What Mr. Trump was recently talking about, and what I've heard, he was talking about his desire to do everything possible to end the conflict in Ukraine. I think he means it. Of course, we welcome the statements of this kind, whoever makes them.
President Putin is speaking with journalists at a Q&A session summing up the key outcomes of the 2024 BRICS summit. His positions on the conflicts in Ukraine and the Middle East are of the greatest interest to the media. The Russian leader also warned that the Middle East was on the brink of a full-scale war. Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas was in attendance and called for an end to Israel's genocide that's more than 40,000 Palestinian lives.
There is an urgent need for the putting into effect the Security Council resolution for immediate ceasefire and the louder ones of the humanitarian aid as well as full Israeli withdrawal from the Gaza Strip.
The Turkish president called for BRICS countries to do more to stop the violence.
Birleşmiş Milletler nezdinde
supporting Israel with guns and ammunition without any conditions only increases the crisis and instability. It must be stopped. Otherwise, it encourages Israel to become much more destructive.
Although the optics of the summit may have been a success for Vladimir Putin, getting meaningful support from the BRICS countries as Russia drifts from the West will be a harder task.